Can we grow pothos simply in the water forever? Hello plant lovers, I am Nishat Suba from Plantology, and in this video I'm exactly going to explain the answer to this question in detail. But before that, first let me explain how plants get benefited by growing in the soil, so later the answer will be more appreciative to you. Let's begin. Soil contains all those nutrients that a plant needs for its entire life cycle, as well as it supports microorganisms that usually make these nutrient elements available for plants. Also, soil has a buffering capacity, which means it has the ability to keep its chemical properties in a stable form. So, the internal chemistry of the soil does not change immediately by the effect of any foreign materials, which protect the plant from unusual stresses. Furthermore, soil has ion exchange capacity, which holds nutrients for future use. Overall, soil provides all those components that a plant needs to thrive. On the other hand, water does not have all the advantages that soil has. A jar of water contains a limited amount of oxygen and minerals. The only advantage of growing plants in water is it minimizes the watering issues such as overwatering and underwatering. You just need to add water or change water as you grow plants in simple water. However, in the case of Pothos plant or epipremnum aureum, it is an excellent houseplant and it is well known for its ability to grow in water. But will it grow as lush and healthy as a soil-grown pothos in the long run? Or even survive in just simple water forever? Yes, you can grow pothos in water, but as I mentioned earlier, water contains a limited amount of nutrients, so you can grow pothos in water, but after a few months or a year, the plant will slow down its growth due to the lack of nutrients. The plants will have lots of roots, but the growth rate of the vegetative part of the plant will be low compared to the plant that is grown in soil. Also, the leaf size will decline. Some plant parents grow pothos using water from the fish tank, which mainly contains nitrogen, potassium, and some essential micronutrients, which is fine to use. People have very good success with that. But here is a successful method you can try out if you really want to grow pothos in water forever. Step number 1. Start the plant by cutting so the plant will be adapted to the water from the beginning. Select a cutting with at least 2 nodes. It's the point where leaves and roots emerge. Make a clean cut below the node with the help of clean and sharp scissors or pruning shears. The cutting should be around 5 to 10 inches long. Step number 2. Take a non-drainage pot and fill it half with leca balls or clay balls or perlite. Now, why these substrates? These are the substrates that are used for hydroculture. Now here, hydroculture or hydroponic is a modern agricultural method where plants are grown in water or in water along with a variety of modified coarse substrates such as pumice, perlite, and leca balls. These substrates has pore spaces that can hold moisture, nutrients, and air and are supplied to the plant roots when they are needed. Here I am using clay balls. It has pore spaces that can store water and nutrients. You can use leca balls or perlite, just you need to wash these before use. Fill half of the pot and then put the bottom end of the cutting into the clay ball. And then bury the node areas with the substrates as I'm doing. Make sure 1 or 2 nodes are inserted into the substrate that you are using. Finally, fill the pot or container near the level of the clay balls with clean water. Here I have used purified water and it's done. Step number 3. Add water as soon as the water level declines. Every 2 to 3 weeks, you can take out the plants and wash the substrates to prevent algae and microbial growth. Step number 4. Pothos prefer bright indirect light, so put the planter in a bright place or near a window or in a well-lit area, but avoid direct sunlight as it may cause the leaves to scorch. Now, in the case of fertilizing, pothos can survive without added nutrients in water, but if you want to encourage faster growth, then you only can use the fertilizers that are recommended for hydroculture. I have provided the link to some balanced fertilizer in the pinned comment that you can try out. These fertilizers are mainly synthetic fertilizer and mostly available in liquid form. Monthly fertilization will give you lush and healthy pothos. Now, over time, you should see roots starting to develop from the nodes of the cuttings. Keep the plant in weekly observation to minimize obstacles. This method will improve the growth of the plants as well as minimizes the rotting issues, leaf discoloration issues, and stunted growth that we often deal with the plants that are grown in water. I personally like to grow pothos in soil and generally use this hydroculture method for propagation. But you try out this method and let us know how well it does for you. Also, check out this video if you want to get a healthy, lush pothos at home. See you again.